Recording in progress.
So let me expand this. Just a moment. Okay. I went ahead and shared the video from last night.
I see. Did Emily send you a message? 你的他很 funny.
Yeah, it does look fun. It's a good thumbnail. All right. What this message?
No, because he was asking.
Oh, I thought you. Who sent me a message? Sorry.
Yes.
No.
No.
Okay. So let's go back.
I guess we can
can
remove the rest of them. Well, they just see the message and they're not replying, then that's fine. I'll remove them later.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead. I knew that you said something about not sharing the link.
Oh, yeah, correct.
Yeah.
But never mind, because they paid in December, but I think a few of them actually absent many times, so yeah, it happens.
Okay. Anyway, so let's go ahead and did you watch the video yet?
Oh, you mean this one?
No.
Not yet. I was busy.
That's fine. Can
I was
you
busy
do you mind
overthinking.
watching it now so that actually I guess we could watch it together as long as I'm careful not to
Possible.
parts or to pause it rather.
Okay.
Okay. So I
Guess
think
what?
we're about
It
this
worked.
far.
Kim, look, I said I was sorry. And again, it worked. No way that Rich or Paige could believe that we were in cahoots, because
We talked about in cahoots, which is spelled with a C.
guess what? We weren't. He gets to keep his home, plus a nice chunk of change. Olivia Bitsui gets reparations for being cheated. And Kevin still gets his call center. Everybody wins.
You win, Jimmy.
What?
You win.
So he said everybody wins, right?
Mm-hmm.
But she's exasperated, right? You know this word?
Exasperated. I only know exaggerated, but not
Ex-
exact.
Exasperated is when someone's just so fed up.
Sorry, one more time. Exasperated.
So fed up with something or someone.
Fed up with.
Exasperated, right? You would say, I'm exasperated today.
So.
Like, I'm so exasperated with my students' behavior. Right,
Or yeah, I'm so fed up with someone or something.
right. Here's exasperated. Intensely irritated and frustrated.
Intensely irritated and frustrated.
Okay,
Okay, I'm done.
all right. So
Yeah, but I mean, will we win? Us.
Us.
No, I didn't.
What didn't you get?
so he's going back and saying, no, we both won, not just me, right?
No, I didn't.
What didn't you get that you wanted?
What didn't you get?
What didn't you get that you wanted?
I noticed you. I noticed that Westerners, they say didn't. Sometimes they say didn't. Is that how it's going to sound like? It's not didn't, right? It's going to
We
be.
say didn't.
Yeah, we say didn't, not didn't.
I'm not sure I can really tell much of a difference.
Uh,
Did, the way that most Westerners say it is like dident,
didn't.
right? Didn't,
Didn't. Okay.
because we don't have a nt sound really. Like a lot of Asian languages have a n, right?
Younger sound. Yeah.
Right. Actually, English does too, but it's at the end of words, like at the end of ing
Right.
or English,
Oh yeah. We have the
English, right? But yeah, didn't is closer to the
ENT.
native what?
ENT sound, right?
Yeah, except the only reason someone would say didn't is if they were drunk or something. It's not a normal way to say it. I'm just exaggerating so that you can tell the difference.
I see.
Listen to how she says it.
But I mean, well, we win. Us.
No, I didn't.
I didn't.
I didn't. Okay.
I didn't. Her pronunciation is very good, obviously.
What didn't you get? that
What
you
did
wanted?
you get?
What didn't you get that you wanted?
What didn't you get what you wanted?
That you wanted. What didn't you get that you wanted? He's asking. Like, what's missing? What didn't you get that you wanted?
What, so basically means what's missing.
Right. What
Or
didn't
what are you
get?
expecting and you are not getting it?
Right. What didn't you get that you wanted?
I don't trust you.
Why?
You played me.
Right.
You played me.
Right. We
You
talk, going back to the meaning of sandbagged, but in this case, you played me like he used her.
Oh, okay. You played me means
And
you.
telling her what was going on, etc.
Is it the same thing as you fooled me?
No. Similar, but not exactly the same. It's more like used.
Used.
Yeah.
Take advantage of.
Sorry, what?
Is that taking advantage of her?
Yes.
You're taking you played me means you took advantage of me.
Right. You can think about it just like a chest, sorry, not chest, a chessboard, right?
Mm-hmm.
He used her like she was a piece on the chessboard. Rather than a partner, she was just like a pawn for him, a part of his plan.
He was just a pawn on the chessboard.
Yeah.
Okay.
You made me the sucker. Again.
Again, what?
Did you get that part?
You made me a sucker.
The sucker.
Huh? Sorry?
You made, I think she said the sucker.
You made me the sucker.
Mhm.
Again.
Yeah. You made me the sucker again.
Sucker,
Sucker is this
like a clown.
in a game. What?
A clown?
Yeah, kind of. It's like in a scam, the sucker is the one who falls for the scam.
Oh. Sucker is someone who falls for the scam.
Yeah.
Okay. Got you.
Again, what? Wait, how can you be the sucker? It was your plan.
You, Jimmy. God. You know what? I can't do this anymore.
I was just.
So you turned you and me versus the bank into you versus me.
Okay.
That's
Did
true.
you get all that?
Could you replay it a little?
You know what? I can't do this anymore.
You know what?
I can't do this anymore.
Can't.
I can't.
Yeah. Be careful. I was talking to my students last night about be careful when you're saying can't that you pronounce the T at the end.
Yeah, I can, I can't.
I can't do this anymore.
I
You should have
can't.
a
do
nice
this
like with the air stopping in your mouth.
with
can't.
it stopping in my mouth.
Right. That's how we form T's.
I can't.
Yes. Perfect.
Thank you.
You feel how there's an air stoppage in your mouth? Like can't.
Oh, you mean I can feel the air coming out? Can't.
Right. I can't.
I can't.
K, we shoot air out. K, and can't. The tongue is here. It's touching and it's taking away that air. T, t.
T.
Right? That's a unique feature of certain languages. Many languages, like for
I can
example,
imitate, but then maybe it's quite hard for me to like explain how you are going to pronounce it. And I think this is it's also one of the tricks to teach the students to like pronounce the right word.
check this out.
Map of the mouth.
So
I thought, oh yeah.
this is an example of the mouth, and
Mhm.
each of these areas are used for different words, right? Different sounds, not words, right?
Yeah.
So we have in the front, right? That's labial. Labial means of the lips.
My
Okay,
lips.
lips. Bilabial. It means
Bilabial means I just know that bi means two.
bi means two. Labial means lips.
Labial means lip.
So they use the example p, b, m, w.
Oh,
You see how they use the lips?
the upper and lower lips.
Yeah. What is this? It looks like a rat's mouth. Very
I thought that is is that an epiglottis? No.
Oh, you're right. It may be. Yeah. Yeah, that's the vocal cords. I thought it was like a mouse's teeth. It's because I searched glottal, which is this g g g.
Oh,
Or
I
not
thought this
even.
is your Adam apple. Apple
Um,
Adam or Adam apple?
it's in your throat. So like happy. It's saying that I thought it was up here, but I thought G was down here, but G is actually in the back of the mouth. That makes sense. G,
Mhm.
g. Your tongue should touch the back of your palate, back where your tonsils are.
Oh, I see.
But the only word or the only sound in English is the H sound or the sound. Like,
Yeah, could you copy this image and then send it to me?
sure.
Thank you.
It's on interesting as fuck. The source.
I guess you also learn this in your varsity time, right?
Yeah, I
College.
took cultural history of the English language, and we talked about that. Like, we talked about everyone was a native speaker, so they already understand how words are pronounced. But we talked about things like the great vowel shift, which is something that happened in English where certain vowels changed to the way they are today. Like the sounds changed basically.
Got you.
But yeah, so you can see where each of these comes out and then it's labeled too. Anyway, so we were talking about t, which would be
Oh yeah.
right here. It's like,
And because last time I used to research about like the types of eyes, and then perhaps you can find the image from the Google. It's called types of eye. So I don't really understand what does that. I mean, each of the types?
I mean, eyes, the vowels.
Types of eyes, EYES,
Okay.
because I was just
Like the
curious to
shape or
know.
the color.
But it's not color, it's like we have Asian eyes and we have
Oh,
other
yeah.
kinds
So
of eyes.
you have like some Asians have a more pronounced fold here. Like
More,
the main difference between Asian and European eyes is Asian eyes tend to have this upper lid is more, it's attached at a lower point.
the lid, you
So
mean,
with the eyelid, this part here,
uh-huh,
it's gonna be attached a little bit lower. Right? It
Oh.
gives it this shape, like hooded.
would it
This
means,
is what it's calling it here. There's a medical term for it.
I just know slanted eyes because I just knew that they say Chinese, they have slanted eyes. I only know about the types of eyes, that the Chinese have.
But that shape comes from the shape of the eyelid itself. The eyeball is the same, right? You understand that part.
Yeah. What about protruding eyes? Like the Indian
Disorder.
protruding eyes. Is
Yeah.
it like some oh yeah, how do I use the word somehow?
Protruding eyes is like this. It
Oh, okay.
usually comes from some sort of disease. This person, it says they have a thyroid disease.
Oh, thyroid disease. They have protrude eyes or protruded eyes or protruding eyes.
Protruding,
Protruding eyes.
right?
And even like some kids, if some people, if they suffer from Down syndrome, they have protruding tongue too, or protruded tongue.
I have no idea. I've never, that's not something that I've studied.
Because
Protruding just means,
sometimes we put ed, it becomes an adjective. It becomes adjective.
sorry,
And
what?
sometimes if you put ed at the back or you put ing at the back, it becomes an adjective. So
Yeah.
I'm not so sure about it.
You would never say protruded as, you would say, you would use it as an adjective, but you wouldn't use it in the same way as protruding. So you would say her eyes protruded from her head.
Protruded from her head.
Or you could say she had protruding eyes, right?
She had protruding eyes.
But if someone is doing this, you would say their tongue protruded from their mouth,
Protruded from their mouth.
right? Or you could say her tongue was protruding, which is actually using it as a verb. Was protruding would be the verb to protrude in past continuous form. Her
So
tongue
like
protruding from her mouth.
so you say they protruded their tongue out from their mouth.
You would never use it in that way. Is it grammatically correct? Yes.
But
Yeah.
that's weird,
But we would just say
not natural.
they stuck their tongue out. Yeah, it's too uncommon. I wouldn't even say like scholarly or intellectual. It's just very uncommon.
They stick their tongue out.
Yeah, right. Okay. So yeah, that's where the t sound should come from, right behind the T.
Okay, got you.
Versus TH sound should be like on the T, like this. Your tongue to the tathing your teeth.
Upper teeth.
right? Upper teeth.
Okay, got you. So, okay. But then you say the, right? You say the or the.
It's up to you. But when English speakers are speaking quickly, or if they have sort of a like lower class accent, they're gonna say duh
The, D-E,
instead
the.
of the. Like, I went to the store,
I went to the store.
the store,
The
right?
store.
It's
Okay.
it's sort of a lower class type accent.
How about somehow?
What about it?
Somehow.
Just the meaning, or
Just the meaning, and perhaps I need
it means like
example.
in spite of something.
In
like-
spite of something.
You would use it like this. Somehow she was still able to finish the test,
Somehow she was still able.
in spite of her broken fingers. It
In
goes
spite
together with in spite of.
But then in spite of you can put that in front of the sentence or even in the middle.
Yeah, you could put it in front. You could say, in spite of her broken fingers, she was somehow able to finish the test. Or you could skip somehow altogether and just say, despite or in spite of her broken fingers, she was able to finish the test.
In spite of her broken fingers.
Right.
Broken and fractured, they are
Same.
the same, right?
Yeah, but many native English speakers are confused about that.
Oh, I see.
But in medical terms, broken and fractured means the same thing. Some people think that fractured is just a small crack and broken is when the bone is like in two pieces. But the truth is that any broken bone is a fracture. We just have different types of fractures.
Mm, okay.
But that's something that native English speakers get wrong a lot. I've had people ask me about that before.
Mm,
Like they'll say, oh no, your bone isn't broken, it's fractured. And I'll say, no, that's the same thing. But
broken and fractured is the same thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
there's no difference. Just some people use it wrong, that's all.
Kim, I was just.
So you turned you and me versus the bank into you versus me.
Got that?
Oh, I heard the word bank, but what does
Turned,
that has to do with bank? What
So,
does it
you
have to
turned
do
you and
with
me
the bank?
versus the bank. They were fighting the bank together. And she's saying he turned it into what?
Turned you and me versus the bank into you versus me.
So he turned Kim and Jimmy versus the bank into Kim versus Jimmy.
Okay.
It doesn't really make sense without context. I just want to make sure that you're understanding what they're saying. Like literally understanding their words. You don't have to understand the context.
And it is not just this, it's the same thing over and over
No,
again.
I kept things from you to protect you.
Did you hear what he said?
Kept things from you just to protect you.
Right.
Look,
Kept things from you means to stay silent.
It's like a lie of omission, lying by omission, or a lie of omission.
A lie of omission.
Omission, yeah. Here, let me type
M-I-S-S-I-O-N.
OMM. Actually, OMISSION, I believe. A lie by omission. I'm not sure if there's two M's or not. Let me check that. Is to lie by withholding some of the truth. Let me make sure I spelled that correctly. I think I did.
To lie by holding some of the truth, so so the lie sounds
Omission. Yeah, I spelled it right.
so you lie, but you include some of the truth, so people.
No, it doesn't mean necessarily that. It means you're holding back something.
You're holding back something.
Yeah, so like, let me give you an example. Like when I was a kid, my mom asked, did you break your finger? And I would say, no, I didn't. But actually, I badly bruised my finger. It's just not broken. So it's
Mm,
like, I'm just not telling her the whole truth. Or like, let's say your mom asks, did you stay over at that boy's house? And you say, no, I didn't stay over at his house. You stayed over at someone else's house, right?
mhm.
I don't know, maybe you can think of a better example of a lie by omission. It just means holding something back.
Omission, because
Omission,
omit means
lack.
like neglect.
It means omission is to leave something out. So
Okay.
lying by omission is leaving something out when you should morally feel obligated to tell the truth.
When you should have, when you should have.
Let me
Oh,
let's just find an example.
To leave something
This is
untold.
a good one. For example, when the seller of a car declares that it has been serviced regularly, but does not mention that a fault was reported during the last service, the seller lies by omission. That's a good example, right? So, hey, so I want to buy your car. Great. It's been serviced every 3,000 miles or every 8,000 kilometers.
Mhm.
But what the seller isn't telling you is that in the last service, they found out that something was wrong with it. Therefore, they are lying by omission. They're lying by leaving something out.
So they never tell. So they leave something untold.
Right, when they really, obviously, if you know that situation, right? They're still telling a lie. It's just
But you leave something out. You should
Right.
have. You should have tell that person.
exactly, it's lying without telling. You're not literally telling them an untruth. You're leaving something out. Make sense?
Uh-huh. Yeah, I got you. Should have tell or should have told.
Should have told.
Should have told. Even though I have the word should in front, but I will still need to use the past participle.
Should is sort of an odd one.
You should have told me.
Told. Right? Should tell and should have told.
Okay, because of the word have.
Right.
But there is a special case
Have told
whenever.
Sorry, have told is present perfect. That's why.
It's present perfect.
Yeah. It uses the present tense of to have, and then the V2 or the V3 of tell, which is told.
Okay, I got you.
Can you think of another example of lying by omission?
Let me think. Like there is a client or customer approach me, and then let's assume that I am a bookseller, and then she's asking me whether the books are new, and are they even updated? Are they even original? So I say yes, but then, oh yeah, that doesn't work. That doesn't work. But anyway, anyhow, I'm going to like complete that sentence.
Right.
But actually the book is photo stated. It's not the original copy.
Okay, yeah, good. They would ask, are these books new? And you might say, yeah, they're new, but it's because they're new copies. They're not the originals, right?
Yeah, they are looking for
If you just
original
say,
copy.
oh, they're original, then you're just lying, normal lying. But if they ask you if these are new books,
Because I didn't leave anything out. I am just
right,
telling a lie.
right. Like, let's say, and it might go off something that's assumed. Like, let's say I have a painting,
Mm-hmm.
right? Here's my amazing painting. And someone says, oh, is that a Picasso? And they mean like an original painting that was painted by Picasso. But in fact, it's a copy of a painting that was painted by Picasso. So it's not worth very much money. It's a print, right?
Yeah,
If I say,
so
yes, it is a Picasso, then I'm lying by omission.
oh, I thought that is just a pure lie without like leaving out anything.
No, because they didn't say, is that an original non-print painting by Picasso? They just said, is that a Picasso? Is that a painting by Picasso? And you're
Oh.
saying yes,
Oh yeah, because they never asked whether it's a
right?
copy version.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I got
It's a bit subtle, but these are very common types of
It's a bit-
lies.
it's a bit subtle. What does that mean?
Subtle, subtle. It's not the type of lie that's easy to explain, right? Like, if
It's
I
not-
say,
so
this-
better just brush it off.
I say this is Coke, and it's
Uh-huh.
clearly not Coke. That's an easy lie to explain. It's representing something to be true or representing something falsely, right?
Or like, let's say they're asking me whether this is the original Milo, but actually it's a generic type. So I say yes. Like
That's
if I say,
a lie.
huh? That's just normal lie.
Normal lie, yeah.
What if they ask me, like let's say I am the not drug dealer, I mean I'm the pharmacist, and then they are asking me whether this is the Panadol, and then I say yes, but actually it's a paracetamol, which is way cheaper. So they are asking me whether is it Panadol, I say yes, so I can charge them
It's the
according to
same
the
thing. Yeah, that's a good example. I
Thanks.
think a famous one would have been, it's a little inappropriate, but I don't know if you remember, there was a president of the US named Bill Clinton. And they asked him, there was a sex scandal involving him and an intern where he received a type of sex that wasn't normal sex. And they asked him in front of a camera, they said, do you swear that you didn't have sex with her? And he said, I did not have sex with that woman, but he did something else, right, with her. That would
Oh, okay.
lie by,
So except for sex, perhaps he did something else to her.
right, he did something that was inappropriate.
Okay, so
Wasn't-
she's
No, it wasn't
okay, you are
sex.
holding something back.
Right, exactly. He just was answering with not the whole truth.
Without the whole truth. Okay. Got you.
Let's go back like 10 seconds here.
Kim, I was just.
So you turned you and me versus the bank into you versus me. And it is not just this, it's the same thing over and over
No,
again.
I kept things from you to protect you. Look, if I got caught and God forbid, you're questioned under oath, you have plausible deniability.
So he talks about if they got caught or if she got caught and then she was questioned under oath. That means under oath means, do you swear that what you say is true?
So if let's say he got caught, she will still go. She will.
Because he kept the truth from her, his excuse is that if she gets caught, then, do you get it? She'll be telling the truth when she answers them. Like, she won't have to be like, yes, I knew what he was doing.
Okay, so she will be taken for swearing.
Let's say, let me give you an everyday example. Let's say you and I go to the store and I steal something off the shelf. I don't tell you about it. That way, if we get stopped by the police and the police ask you, did he steal something? You'll say no, because you didn't see me steal it, right?
You really don't know.
And you're not lying because I didn't tell you,
Oh, I see.
something like that.
Jesus.
So, what did you say about like oath?
Oath,
About that girl, that lady?
OATH, oath. It's to swear, right? Swear, not like curse, but to make a promise, like under oath in a court of law, it means that what you say, you're swearing that it's true. Like, you are telling the truth. And the penalty for lying is getting a fine or going to jail. You can be charged with something called perjury, which is lying under oath. It's a way to try to scare people into telling the truth.
Okay, so people can be charged for telling a lie in the court.
Right. An example would be like,
What did you say just now that is can be charged for P? You said something that begins with the letter P.
plausible deniability.
Possible.
Here's someone testifying under oath. Maybe you've seen it on TV shows, right?
Testifying.
She's saying, they'll ask her, do you swear under penalty of perjury that everything that you say is the truth?
Perjury.
Yes.
What is perjury?
Perjury is PERGURY. It's lying under oath. It's lying when you have this, right?
Okay, perjury.
If you're in this situation and you tell a lie and then the court can prove that you were lying, right? Then you can get charged with a crime.
So, could you let me see, how do you spell perjury?
PERGURY.
Oh, perjury, not perjury.
Perjury. It comes from per, of, and then jury, which is a group of people in the court.
Oh, GURY or JURY?
Did I say G? It's J.
Oh, okay. PERJURY.
Here it is. It's on the screen. PERJURY.
Oh, okay. So perjury will be the lawyer or
No,
the judge?
the jury is a group of people. This is the jury. It's a group of randomly picked people that decide whether someone is innocent or guilty.
Oh, you still have this.
Yeah,
jury who
US and the
take part
UK
in the,
have a jury system.
they take part in the court decision too.
They do, they make the court, the only thing the judge does is determine how long the person goes to jail for, basically.
So they are just deciding,
The judge passes the sentence, the jury decides whether someone is guilty or not guilty.
so the jury member, they will decide the punishment.
No. The judge decides the punishment. The way, here's how the law works, right? So you have guidelines for, let's say you rob a bank, there'll be a guideline in place, a minimum. Maybe the minimum is 3 years in prison and a maximum, which is 25 years in prison. Okay? So it's up to the jury first decides if that person robbed someone or not, if they are guilty or not guilty of robbery. Then if the jury decides that they're guilty, the judge will use that guideline with a minimum and maximum sentence, and they will sentence that person to 3 years in jail or 25 years in jail, depending on how the judge feels about that
So
person.
the judge will make the final decision. The jury will actually prove whether the suspect is guilty or not. Well,
The
judge
judge
puts the final
will
decision.
decide the punishment.
Okay. So jury, it's not like, oh, you have, because I still remember you talk about like the defendant and the prosecutor.
Right. The defendant is the defendant is the person who's on trial, and the prosecutor is the lawyer that's trying to get that person in jail or to be punished.
So defendant will be someone who is under trial,
Right. Someone who is accused of a crime.
someone who is accused of
A crime.
a crime, and then prosecutor will be the person who sues
The prosecutor represents the state or the country. Right?
Mhm.
So I don't know what the system is like in Malaysia, but in the United States, if I steal from someone in my state, then I get arrested, assuming I get caught. I go to jail, and then I have a court date where they take me into the court. I have my attorney called a defense attorney because they defend me. And then the state,
Lawyer.
right, the state has a lawyer called a prosecutor, right? And the prosecutor is going to try to convince the jury that I did whatever it is they think I did.
So in short, that's mean prosecutor is someone who is fighting against me, and then attorney will defend me,
Right.
and then a prosecutor is the lawyer. Is it a lawyer or the person who?
The prosecutor is a lawyer. The defense attorney is a lawyer. Right.
So both prosecutor and the attorney, they are the lawyers.
Attorney means the same thing as lawyer. A lawyer
Okay.
is synonymous with attorney.
Lawyer is synonymous with.
Okay, here are the people. There's probably a nice picture with everyone in a courtroom. Okay, yeah, here we go. Okay,
Oh, okay.
here's the defendant, right?
The defendant.
Here's the defense attorney. Here's the prosecutor. Here's the jury. Here's the judge. Those are the people that are important. Okay.
Like they have this kind of like is that a TV show? I think it's called Caught in the Province.
I'm not sure. I haven't heard of it.
I
Is it
think
Canadian or?
maybe you can search it though. The product.
Oh, Providence.
Oh, Providence. I thought Providence. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
yeah, this is
Providence.
American. Okay,
So
this is parking, this is like small problems court.
small problem.
Like, none of these TV shows are allowed to cover serious things like someone who stole or murdered, right?
Oh,
They stole a very small amount of money. There's
I-
another one that is called like Judge Judy that's popular. But in Judge Judy, it's not even a real,
TV show.
it's a real TV show, but it's complicated. I don't think that Judge Judy is really a judge. It's
Oh, perhaps it's a
for small claims court, they can use,
small claims court.
this is small claims court. Right?
So it only
Thailand. So this small claims court is just for people,
like those who evade paying taxes
small
or even
tax evasion is serious. Tax evasion in most countries, you'll go to a real court.
oh really?
Yeah, you can go to.
Do you pay taxes in Thailand or you must pay it to the US?
Potentially both, but right now I only pay it in Thailand. I pay taxes in both countries because I have some investments in the US.
Wow, you are rich.
I wouldn't say that, but for example, if I sell stock or if I sell like crypto, then I'd have to pay what's called a short-term or long-term capital gains tax, which is like 10 or 15% of that money, depending on how many years I held the funds. It's pretty complicated.
I see. Did you invest on airlines? Like,
No, I don't buy and sell stock. I just have an index fund, like a mutual fund. And then I have some crypto.
mutual funds, is it the same as the unit trust?
Not sure. I haven't heard that term. I think you probably know more about investing than I do, because you knew what an ETF was and I didn't, so.
No,
It's electronic, but it's exchange traded fund.
I actually lost about like 3,000 3,000 Malaysian ringgit, which is about 800. Yeah, 800 USD, something like that.
On airlines.
Yes, and then I'm not sure whether you heard of AirAsia or not. That's a
Like
Malaysian
one-
brand. And now they are going to change their name to capital A, which is stupid. So I think I still have some stocks there. If let's say they really, because they have this kind of loan rights, and then I actually purchased it. And I didn't know it will expire within 1 week, so I couldn't sell it. So it just burned, go down the drain. And then in the news, they actually reported that Tony, which is the founder, he gained about like 97 million out of the loan rights, which is pretty scary.
You gained it out of what rights? The
Loan rights. So that is I guess it's an unsecured stocks. I guess just warrants, and then it's pretty cheap, so that's why I got greedy and then I just purchased maximum.
Okay, I don't, that's not something I've ever done. I've never bought stock in just one company. So I don't, I honestly, I just have like a fund that I put money into sometimes for the future. I don't really sell any stock, just buy.
Do you put some money in fixed deposit? No, right? That's not going to work.
It's just my savings. I put it in what's called it's-
Krung Thai Bank.
oh, Krung Thai, for some reason, Thais don't, like, my savings account in Thailand doesn't give me any interest. It's very strange. I
Oh,
think that the attitude in Thailand is very much like, if you have money, then just spend it.
oh, true
A
too.
lot, most people here are living just off their paychecks. And they have
Yeah.
like nice things, but they're making payments on them. Like they might have a car, an Apple Watch, an iPhone 13, but month they're making payments on all of that. You can make payments on everything here. It's crazy.
You mean they don't really save money? They
Yeah,
just
it's not a culture that encourages saving money. Now, there are super rich people and they have their money in the stock market, that sort of thing. I'm sure there are bank accounts that give you interest. It's just funny to me that in Thailand, a savings account is actually a checking account.
A checking up. Yes. Actually, the government can check your saving now without informing you, which is
Well, you know what a
Okay,
checking,
promise.
you know what a checking account is?
they can check your income and
No. It comes from this, to write a check. Let me see if I have one.
sure.
I used to. Anyway. So it comes from check, like in America, they say CHECK, but in the UK, they say CHEQUE.
Checking account or CHEQUE and then ING.
This, a checking account. It's something, it comes from the word to like write a check, which is this thing.
But sometimes they do ask,
Like,
sometimes they will need to pay annual and maintenance fee, right? To maintain your bank account.
if it's below a certain amount of money, yeah. But this is a check. CHEQUE.
Okay.
American English, it's CHECK.
Oh,
It doesn't have the same meaning as check, like to look at something. It's a slip of paper that shows that you owe, that it's a way to make payment as opposed to a credit card.
I see.
You
So
understand?
just now you said that a lot of Thais, they are living up to their paychecks.
Right.
Live up to their paychecks
They're
means
living from paycheck to paycheck.
they are living from paycheck.
It means that their savings are a very small percentage of their earnings.
Okay, they are living from paycheck to paycheck.
Right, that's the term for someone who isn't saving money, but is spending money as they get it, right?
So they just spend all of them once they get it.
Correct, yeah.
They got it. I
It's
see.
just normally a checking account is an account that's set up so that you can quickly take money out of it. And a savings account is set up so that you can put money in it and save that money. It's more difficult to withdraw money from it. And
Fixed deposit.
the bank will give you a fixed interest rate for that. But in Thailand, my savings account is called a savings account, but in reality, it's a checking account. Like I can quickly take money out of it and it doesn't give me any interest.
I see. Does the bank, does the government have the rights to check your your account, your saving account?
In Thailand,
Yeah.
probably.
They have the rights to check it.
I have no idea, actually. But yeah, probably. Even if they didn't, this is a country where the laws don't really mean much.
Oh, the laws didn't really mean much in Thailand.
No,
I
not,
see.
not when the people who are in power can pretty much do whatever they want here. It's probably true in America too.
I see.
I don't know about your rights to privacy. Anyway, let's get back to the clip.
Okay.
You stabbing me in the back by making it about protecting me? Is that really supposed to justify everything?
Okay, Kim, I'm sorry.
So stabbing in the back, right? You know that one. We talked about it.
Means you're pushing me to the cliff, something like that.
You're betraying them.
You're
Yeah, pushing off the cliff. Okay, yeah. You're betraying someone. Backstabbing is betraying someone, especially a friend.
somehow something like push me off the cliff.
Sure, it means like, let's say you tell me a secret and then you say, Pat, I'm telling you the secret. I don't want you to tell anyone because it's very personal. And then I go and I talk about it to, let's say you told me, Pat, when I was younger, I stole money from the bank. Don't tell anyone, please. And then I just go and I tell a bunch of people about it and it gets you in trouble, right? I just stabbed you in the back because I betrayed you, right?
Got you.
Right? Because if you stab someone in the chest, you're
Mhm.
looking at them and they can see it coming, right? But if you stab someone in the back, they didn't see it coming. They didn't expect it. It's like a cowardly thing to do. But it doesn't literally mean to put a knife in someone's back.
Yeah, so stabbing in the back, it's a cowardly thing to do.
Right. It's an action that betrays someone's trust.
Okay.
Right? It will never happen again.
That's a lie.
Well, I swear, it won't.
Look me in the eye and tell me it'll never happen again. You can't.
Right? I think you understood that part.
He
I-
couldn't swear.
Go
Couldn't
ahead.
promise. He couldn't promise, right?
Yeah, right. At least he won't lie to her, right?
I don't believe you. You can't. I don't believe you. You don't believe yourself. It is a lie. You lie. I lie. This has to end. I cannot keep living like this.
No.
Jimmy,
we
no,
can
shut up.
fix
Jimmy. You know this has to change.
Okay, just pausing for YouTube reasons.
Mm-mm.
Understanding all of this?
Yes.
If you don't see it, I don't know what to say because we are at a breaking point.
God.
Either we end this now, and enjoy the time we had and go our separate ways.
So you understand what she's saying?
We are at the breaking point.
Right.
I cannot keep living like this. We are at the breaking point. Let's go separate ways.
She said either we go our separate ways or
End this now and enjoy the time we had and go our separate ways, or we're
Enjoy what we have.
enjoyed what we had, like past tense, like the time that we had together.
or I mean, or maybe we get married.
So sort of a strange ending, huh?
Oh yeah,
It seemed like they were going to break up.
I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, I didn't either when I saw the TV show.
Oh, I see. Nice.
So then we have the script here. We only have a short time. So let's talk about the script. Let's go through the script together next lesson.
Okay, sure.
Watch the video on your own too. But
No
we have like 2 minutes left in our lesson. So are there any other questions you had for me?
I guess no so far, but maybe I'll text you if I have any.
Okay, what about, we talk about like some of these like financial things, because it sounds like that's something that you're interested in. So, wait, do you know what a mutual fund is?
Mutual fund.
So a mutual fund is a fund, you know what a fund is, right?
Money.
It's a pool of money, like a swimming pool, like a big amount, some amount of money,
Mm-mm.
right? And then a mutual fund, they take that money and either a computer program, or it used to be just an actual person, takes that money and they invest it in certain stocks, bonds, commodities like gold, silver, oil, right? And then the idea is by investing in diverse things, right, and a bunch of different things, you minimize the risk. So if you have all your money in, like you had money in AirAsia, right, and then AirAsia crashes, right?
Then they just take all the money away.
Right, well, you lose a bunch of money. The
What
other
happened if
side
they
of that
change
is-
name?
What's that?
What happened if they change name?
I
They
have
change
no
their
idea.
brand name. Then it will be a very bad sign, right?
I have no idea. That's not my, I don't do any actual, and my investing is just like savings investing.
So you are playing safe.
Yeah, right. So you have like risk averse, which means something like where maybe I'm only getting a small percentage each year. But the advantage of a mutual fund is that if one of the things in your portfolio, let's say a certain stock crashes,
Mm-hmm.
it shouldn't hurt you too badly, right? For you to get hurt, the whole market would have to crash.
Oh, I see. So it has zero risk, or it
It
has
has a low risk. It doesn't have zero risk. The disadvantage is that you can't make money. You can't make a ton of money off a mutual fund, at least not short term, because if one or two of your stocks shoots up, right? Like let's say you own, your mutual fund is invested in Amazon, Apple, and ExxonMobil, the oil company. Let's say
So
all of a sudden Amazon's stock price shoots up like 400%. Someone who has a bunch of shares of Amazon, they're going to get rich. But if your mutual fund has only maybe 0.01% invested in Amazon, then your overall, the
So they will
value of
find-
your fund isn't going to change that much.
so that's mean it's going to be like they are going to calculate the average and then they disperse to everyone.
No, not really. It means that the mutual fund, they buy stocks and bonds and gold and silver and other things, right? But they only have a little bit of each, right? They have, the mutual fund buys like 20 of this stock, 30 of this stock, 50 of this stock, and then they have hundreds or thousands or 10,000s or 100,000s of investors who buy into the fund. And then I guess it's averaged in the way that people would get a piece of it, but it depends on how much of that mutual fund you own, right?
Mm.
Like what percentage of the mutual fund you own, right? That's what actually makes you money.
Do you think crypto is reliable?
No, but I still have money in crypto because I bought in so long ago. Crypto
Long?
is a lot like gambling. It's like buying a commodity. It's not really, it's a strange thing because you can also use it as a currency. But it fluctuates a lot,
It fluctuates a lot.
right? Goes up, goes down.
I thought you say it fucks you a lot.
No, fluctuate. You know,
Fluctuate.
yeah.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
No problem. That's a much funnier way to state that. All right, so that's all the time we have for today.
Yeah. Thanks so much for today's lesson.
No problem. I can help you with like the grammar around investing, but I'm not actually a,
I think it's a very interesting way for, I mean, it's a very interesting lesson for the adults because I watch your video, just part of it. Like,
got-
yeah, and then you are teaching them about emotions, right?
right. They seem
Uh,
to like that.
Hmm?
I think that was perfect. It wasn't too difficult and it wasn't too easy.
yeah,
If I start talking about investing, I'm gonna lose like Wei. He's not gonna be able to keep up with that. So
I think he can respond to me whenever I do the discussion. He is able to answer, but very short one. Perhaps he's a little bit cool, but yeah, I think he's more interested to like discuss about like the adult things. So yeah, maybe he is a bit sensitive. Maybe,
right, we can
yeah.
do that. But
I think this is a good one to cover. Perhaps you can try this at next lesson.
yeah, perhaps we'll see. I just want to make sure that everyone is included.
Yeah, later I'll remove 2 of them.
Okay. All right. So I'll see you next time, I guess next week.
All right, see you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Thanks and goodbye.